What's up, Steeler Nation? We are the Observers. I'm Chris, joined by Grant and Smo. I don't know what's so jolly there, but hey,
Well, it's a Christmas spirit. Um, despite this team trying to ruin Christmas, we're fighting through it.
Christmas is the only reason to be happy at the moment right now.
I tell you, the Steelers are acting like the Grinch, ruining all my cheer. I don't know,
Well,
Yeah,
guys. I'll leave it to you. What do you think of the
I
last
know.
2 weeks?
We haven't been all together in a while.
maybe
This
that's been the
episode,
problem.
this episode needs to be like State of the Union style. Like, where do we go from here? Um, the last 2 weeks are nightmares. Like the what we couldn't have happen happened. And like how do we fix this? Can we fix this? Do you think the season's literally over? Like, do you think the players think that? Tomlin thinks that? Like, how do you think the vibe is there?
No, I don't think that the season's over. I think that the players are just gonna come together. I think Indianapolis could be in for some shit.
I once thought we'd lose to them. I now think we'll beat them.
Hmm.
I don't know how you could think we could beat anybody.
Smo, that hat kills me.
It's just, it's like anybody can beat anybody. I mean, you know that, and we're proof of that. Like, look at the Patriots and Cardinals. Like, nobody thought they'd beat us.
No, although I did have a feeling that the Patriots would beat us. Smo, I saw we had a cameo appearance there.
You know
I
it.
missed it.
Somebody's drunk.
Sorry,
Wow.
everybody's in for the podcast tonight. We got the whole crew.
Um,
Okay.
Hi, Tara. International TV.
Bye.
Um, yeah. So we got. Oh, where do we want to start? We want to go back or forward. Obviously, we're out of practice. We're rusty. Um,
God.
Here's the thing, man.
we just stink, dude. It's exactly what we thought would happen. I thought would happen. Happen. Like, we can't muck it up because we get out mucked. And Kenny stinks. Mitch stinks.
I don't know. I mean, Mitch stinks.
You're
Kenny's no
still
world
on Kenny.
beater. Kenny's no world beater. But he wins games. And if there's one thing that he excels at in his second year of playing football at the National Football League is not turning the ball over.
Yep.
Um, and
But he
it
does not excel at scoring touchdowns, which matters.
well, true, but he also won games. And it's really a bummer because we got one game with them without Canada, where they moved the ball quite well. Obviously, they hit the 400 yards against a bad team. Against Arizona, they get a second bad team without Canada. They march down the field, kick a field goal, take a 3-0 lead, stutter a bit, and then when he gets hurt, they're at the 1 yard line. Like, they march down the field again. The offense looked fine that first half. I mean, for our offense, it looked fine. I would take what should have been two scoring drives. Without Canada, he's 31 of 43. They were throwing it. That's over 70% completion. They were running, throwing. You pop Mitch in there, and he throws instantly more picks than Kenny has all season. Like, it just like
How's he so bad? He's too old to be
I don't
like
know, man.
in the
Like, they
league
gave him
too
a lot of
long.
money to win these types of games. Like, the way Kenny plays, and I'll say this: like, if we go a different direction at quarterback, which I think I could very easily see us bringing in competition, if not first rounder, if something is there. Like, I'll take Kenny as backup for like the next 15 years. Like,
Yeah.
backup is like
He's
plays
a good
that
backup.
doesn't turn it over, can make the throws. Um, and that's just like not. I don't understand what Mitch's deal is. I don't know if he just thinks like this is my last chance. I gotta
Well,
like
then you
make
think he
something
would
happen.
sell
Like
it
that
now?
pick against the Pats. Like, Jesus, dude. Like, what are we doing here?
That
That
wasn't even
instantly puts him in
close.
a hole. Like, I mean, just He's just not getting that. That's like what stops me the most in these remaining games. Is just like, can
I'm
he
just
reel
waiting.
himself in?
Waiting for him to like open it up. Like it has to be in there somewhere. He had to have done it sometime.
He did it in
For
North
who?
Carolina.
For Mitch?
Mitch?
Yeah.
So what I was thinking of, think about that game last year against the Panthers, in which he had a pretty efficient game, pretty clean game. He had a week's worth of prep. We knew he was going to be the starter. So that's what I'm hoping to see against the Colts. Hopefully Najee and Jalen can get the ground game going. And yeah, we just smash people. And kind of like you said, I too would donate to a children's hospital to give George Pickens an opportunity.
Did you see what he said today?
Something
Because it's
about he
losing.
couldn't really produce if he was running short routes.
He said, I can't produce if I'm running 3 to 5 yard routes.
I tell you what, man. Like
And he
I
called himself
watched
George.
what game was it? I think it
George
was
is
the
getting
Monday night
upset.
game, the Tennessee Monday night game. And they flashed the stat line where DeAndre Hopkins had like 9 catches and 14 targets. I'm like, why do we not do anything? Why do we not do anything like that? Like that's a team that knows we've got a legit option and we're just gonna either scheme him ways to get the ball or just throw it to him regardless. And we just can't seem to grasp that.
Even AB's trying to coach him.
But so
That's how bad it is.
the thing is though, I feel like it's the balance between he and DJ.
You're
Because
off, DJ.
Fuck
if
DJ,
you
dude.
so a couple things, but if you remember when DJ was hurt, we were feeding George,
Yeah,
and
and he
George
went
was pretty
off. It
productive.
was great.
As soon as DJ came back, then it's like, what do I do? I don't know where to go with the ball. But DJ, like you hit him on slants, you hit him on the comebacks and all that stuff.
He runs
Why?
backwards.
Why in the world are we throwing on 4th and 2 a go ball to DJ when the slightest distraction, he has no chance of catching the ball. He did it one time against the Bengals, first game last year. He had that nice one-hander. That was it. But if you're gonna throw a must-have combat catch, contested
Those two,
50-50
but those
ball, it's
two,
Why,
gotta
downs,
be.
when it's 3rd and 2, why are we throwing the ball at all?
those 2 downs were the worst 2 downs we've seen all year.
And it's the same as the opportunity to beat the Browns when we got the ball back and we call 3 passes despite like Jalen Warren going nuts that game. And you think they would learn? They're marching right down the field. It's 3rd and 2. If you can't get 2 yards on back-to-back runs,
On prevent defense,
on back-to-back runs, the dude 2 QB sneaks for all I care. Like why the worst part of our team is our passing offense, especially with the backup quarterback in. Why is that what we're doing with the game on
especially
the
down
line?
the field.
Why is that what we're doing? I don't it makes no sense. And that's
Yeah.
coaching.
Here
Well,
you go. All
That
right, go
brings me
ahead.
to my
Have
next.
at
No,
it.
no, 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 no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no. I have to set this up. So we're going to piggyback off what Big Ben said. Is the Steeler way gone? Is this franchise, has it been left in the dust? Is the Steeler way the tradition that we've known for
What is the
forever?
Steeler way? What does that mean?
I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna ask that.
Just
I'm gonna
winning?
pose that
Sure.
question just to
The
Steeler Nation too. I want to know what y'all feel the Steeler way is, because to me, my definition of it is tough nosed defense running the damn ball down people's throats.
Yeah, we don't do
And
that.
and all and in all
Huh?
We've
honesty,
started to
then
run, but we don't have a tough nose defense.
you got to think the new NFL killed that. Because the way
Other
we
teams
would
are good
play
at it.
back in the day, like what would James Harrison? James Harrison would be kicked out the league. He would be arrested if he were playing in today's
He's the
NFL.
Draymond Green of NFL.
Dead ass.
Then adjust.
The Steeler way is what we've known is, like you said, hard defense, run the ball, make play. Like it's more of a effort, like a pride. I don't see pride or effort like we used to. Like, players seem whiny. Like they don't. There's not like this. Like Ben said, like there's nobody who steps up and says. I mean, Minka did a little bit, but he's not having a great season either.
No.
So like, I just remember like Troy or Hines Ward or those guys. They would really take pride in what they were doing. And I don't see that at all anymore. I see like complaining and whining and lack of effort. Like Deontay not getting the ball, Pickens. I mean, you can tell if I'm a DB, you could tell by his body language if it's a run or pass. I mean, that they have to know that. Like he gives no, he's not even trying to sell that. Uh, I
So
be- I just think like we used to just take more pride in the game, and now that's a lot. And I think Tomlin has gone stale. I really do.
now, hold on. Before it gets to a stale point, what I'd like to say is that prior to the last couple of weeks, George Pickens had highlight videos of him knocking DBs on their ass. George Pickens would get out there and block. This is something that's relatively new. Now, something that has been constant is that DJ has never been a great blocker. Pat Fryermuth, we know for whatever reason, as a tight end, he's not a great blocker. I feel as if perhaps DJ's diva mentality has rubbed off on GP a bit because the blocking effort, it isn't there. Whereas he
We
used
haven't
to
seen
go,
one of those. Yeah, we haven't seen one of those
we
highlight blocks all year. I don't think.
well, no, but we have seen him block. We've seen him like throw his body
Yeah,
to set blocks. That was this year. We saw that this year.
that's
We saw
gone. You're
him.
right.
We saw him throw himself around. What I think is that the offense is just so what's the word?
Tight.
Impotent. Like, I mean, it just doesn't work,
It's
right? That
so
they're just so
stressed.
fucking tired of it that they've given up. They're like, man, when is this gonna change? I mean, even Najee said after what game was it? But he said, like, I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah,
Dude, I
it's
think that they're
so
not stupid.
stressed.
Like, I think they know the scheme's not going to work. Like, you watch other teams play and then watch us play.
But
But
how can
it's
you
night and
admit that? I
day.
mean, like, what do you think? Like, we're even whatever you put in front of us, like we're top athletes. Whatever you give us, we're gonna make it work.
What do you mean?
I mean, that's how I would like if, whatever scheme it is. Like,
I don't think we do. We don't do anything in regards to. I feel like having watched Canada for 3 years, he was trying to make everyone play. He was trying to fit like square pegs into a round hole. He was saying, "This is the scheme that I'm going to run. This is the types of stuff we do. Here's the players we have to do it with." Whereas other coaches, I feel, and other places that do it well, take the players that they have and build an offensive scheme that plays to their strengths. Like if you gave like and just because these are the top names, like Mike McDaniel and Shanahan and these guys, if you gave them our team, I guarantee you they don't have Pratt Fryermuth on the edge of the line run blocking. They're not going to. You see, like they're not going either they're not going to, or they're going to coach his ass up like George Kittle or like Kittle blocks people. But if you're not going to block people, then stop calling run plays that rely on Pat Fryermuth blocking someone because he's not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Get people out and get people out in space. We saw the route trees that Pickens runs. It's the same shit on the outside. You think that's what other coaches would do? But there's no chance.
no, and
You
it's
see like Debo Samuel all over the field, Brandon Ayuk all over the field. That route tree of Mike Evans that we saw compared to Pickens. Like these dudes are all over the place.
yeah, and you're right. It's not all their fault, but like, I don't know, dude.
So then it has to be perfect.
It's
So then we
That's what I
nitpick
say.
like
It's
so
so
then we
stressed.
nitpick every missed throw. Like, guess
Right.
what? Guys don't go 30 for 30. They miss throws. It shouldn't have to
Right.
really shouldn't like one missed throw shouldn't derail the entire thing. They just make the next one. Like, but that for us, it's like, oh man,
I
we
mean,
missed that
like
guy who was open. Now we're crushed for 2 quarters.
when we don't get like a 3rd and 1 or like a first down, if on 2nd down we get it to 9 yards and it's 1, like any 3rd and 1s, 2s, like I barely can breathe. Like there's just no way. I know we're
The
not
fourth
getting
and
it.
one in the Cardinals when
We're
Mitch
just
came
not
in.
getting it.
We line up in shotgun and hand the ball off on the side to our running back with like no head of steam going towards the line, no nothing. Like, I mean, I
like
get it's like
asking them.
armchair quarterbacking after the fact, but like that's not a power run in the end zone. Like what? And that's not even like our game. Like
And when you
what?
watch these other
When do
teams,
we
they're
produce big
trotting
runs
in.
of
They're untouched.
like what we give Warren the ball out of like shotgun like that on draws and watch him run off. Like Najee's a downhill runner. Like put him in an I formation, put Hayward or someone back, give him a block and let him plow through. Like what? You're not fooling anybody. You just brought in Trubisky. Everyone knows you're not going to let him throw the ball coming in cold, 4th and 1 with the game on the line. So it's just like we do stupid stuff. It makes no
Yeah,
sense.
and
I
when we
like
bring
what we
up
have
the
not. Go ahead,
when we
Chris.
bring up when we bring up the coaching thing, that's where I join in with the criticism. It's just like we don't know how to use our guys. Like we don't put the right guys in position to win. Because yeah, that 4th and 1 to Najee, that's like asking him to stand flat foot and do a vert test in the middle of a game.
He should be taking the snap. We used to do that with him. Like
We used to
hike him
do
the
it with
ball.
like Jalen Samuels.
Right.
Well, I
Just
mean,
like, what
it's so
happened?
hard to take the snap though because our center can't
Oh
fucking
yeah,
get
when
the
the
ball
fucking
there.
center rolls it to him.
Yeah, and that's another thing that goes back. That there's no, and I don't know if it's just like the depth at certain positions. It's just like a long way around of getting back to the coach and accountability, but like there is none. Like how many times do we got to watch this dude? Your one job, if you snapped it perfect 90% of the time and whiffed on blocks, I'd accept that. But if you snap it bad, like that play is immediately like the success rate of that has to drop dramatically. If you're
Oh,
making the
yeah.
quarterback bend down, take his eye off the play for a split second, like you
When
can't
he
do
only
it,
has a
man.
split second to throw in
Yeah,
the
your
first
one
place.
job is to snap the ball consistently, and like you're not doing it, and we continue to trot him back out there every game. It's
We
not
got
like we're
nobody
trotting
else.
out
I
like
guess we
Marquise
don't feel like
Pouncey in
we
his
have
prime.
I guess we don't have a better option because Cole, he's worried about one, he's got to get that snap off. He's getting his ass kicked off the line. That's the other thing I don't
How old is
understand
he?
is why do our linemen just get dominated at the line of scrimmage? Like constantly.
Because I sent you the article today or the other day where they like saying we're the worst in the league at developing no linemen. And we used to when we had
We haven't been good since Munchak
Munchak.
left.
Yeah, when he left, it was been
We also
way down.
invested very little in it in
Which
terms
is
of like draft capital.
right. If
Even
we
the free
need
agency
a
dollars,
center
it's not like we put big
so
bucks towards it.
bad.
We need to
We're
really
gonna get that-
revamp the
we're gonna get
coaching
that-
staff.
We get that center from WVU. Don't worry.
Yeah, let a Mountaineer handle it.
Let's talk about the most important cog in this wheel, Smo, and your favorite player, the punter.
Oh God.
Dude, him celebrating when he thought he like hard counted them into a first down.
Like he
It was funny to y'all, man.
that was bullshit. Actually, that should have been offsides.
I wish I could, like, I'm trying to look up like game logs. It's just, it's just a killer, man. Like, I get it. There's no doubt he's got a big leg. He's got a big leg, but I can't. You can't
It's not
do
big
punting
enough
at
to
30
be
fucking yards like in the NFL as consistently as he does. It's not like it's a one-off.
And then the one
He does it every other game, and every time he does it, it turns into a touchdown.
Yeah, there was one he punted from like the 50, like out of the end zone. Instead of punting it like down to the 10, he just kicked it like through the goalpost.
I cringe every time he goes out there because I'm just looking at my
Oh,
phone
I
waiting
know.
for what
I'm
Smo
just hoping
says.
it's a fake every time. Like,
Just like
we should fake
because
this.
I just know Smo's gonna say something. If it's not inside the 5, you're so done with him that you're gonna say you have some type of critique.
No, it just needs to be back to the 20. Like,
No, I hear you. I hear you. I mean, the last 2 games he's been pretty awful. I'm with you there. But
What do we
it
do
can't
good?
happen.
What do we do good? Are we
what
good
do we
at
do
anything?
well? Turnovers.
We're good.
Sometimes.
We get them every game. Do we?
KZ pissed me off whenever that tight end got that touchdown. He was right there. He tried to make a play on the ball, but
oh, so what's up with these tight ends just all of a sudden murdering us? These no names.
well, our linebackers, our inside linebackers are gone.
We're
Like
retired.
we're literally back to Spillane times.
I thought Neil was supposed to be like a hybrid.
Neil
He's there
hasn't been
too.
playing. He got hurt. He hasn't played like the last 3. He was on
got hurt in the
IR,
Packers
wasn't he?
game.
Yeah.
Oh,
He and Quan both.
Hit the
okay.
Quan.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you were talking about Minka not having a great year. I mean, he can't really ball hawk because remember, he was like leading the team in tackles for how long before he got hurt?
Yeah, but he's got no picks, no fumbles, no
He's
nothing.
he's tackling everybody.
Wow, he's supposed
He's
to be the
always
best
around the
safety in the
ball.
league.
I mean, he's basically playing like a linebacker right now.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I
He
mean,
gets
they
burnt
they haven't
sometimes too.
gotten so the last 4 games they have 3 turnovers. I mean, they have not done. And that's
And
I
then,
mean, I
yeah,
say it every week. Without turnovers, our defense isn't good. It's not good.
and how about Tomlin says we didn't get the turnover in the right part of the field.
Yeah, I mean, if Mikael Walker houses that interception, that might be a different ball game.
Yeah, how
oh
slow is
yeah.
he?
Yeah, then he didn't get in, and then we do nothing with it.
Zeke caught him.
Zeke. Oh man, that's what I meant to say is that the game started out with TJ getting like kicked in the face. So I mean
He's
that just
playing
set
this week, by the way.
So
he
is
is playing,
Highsmith.
but that set the tone for that whole game. Whenever that play happened, I was like, oh my
That
God,
was
it's
a
over.
brutal knee to the
Mhm.
face.
Zeke is a big boy.
Then he got another one, I think. There was
Yeah, he got cracked twice. Yeah.
yeah. That fourth, the one time I was like advocating for Tomlin to kick a field goal is and he goes for it. I don't understand why he did that. Fourth and
Which
three.
one?
It was fourth and three, and we went
Was
for it.
was it
It was
after that turnover though?
yeah.
When we were like, I
Make it one score. Are you nuts? You make
Tomlin,
he
dude,
does that. He does that all the time. He kicks it. He kicks field goals when we're down 30.
he's got no
maybe he just
consistency in what he does.
He's
listen,
lost it, man. He's
he was
lost it.
trying to not live in his fears, I guess.
Fails.
But
His
he lives
fears,
it. But he lives in his fears. Like with every time the offense trots out on the field,
his
we won't throw
fears
the ball
are
to Pickens.
disgusting. His fears have to be a house of horrors. They're terrible.
Wakes up in a sweat,
Here's the
thinking
thing:
about turnovers.
we got to get rid of him this season, after
What?
this year, because
Oh boy.
if we bring him back, he's not going to come back an offensive. We're not going to get a good offensive coordinator
With 1 year on his deal.
for 1 year. Is right. So he's got to go. He
It's a
can't.
tough situation.
We can't re-sign him. We cannot. He's run his course. Everything has to come to an end. His time here has come.
I can't say that.
Oh, Chris.
I can.
You know
I
it though. You know it's true. You want to just do 9 and 8s again?
no, I
Forever?
thought we were gonna go 14-3. Damn it. I need to get to 11 wins. Pissing me
I'm
off.
the
We
only
gotta
one
win. We
still
have to win
alive.
out.
I'm the
We
only
have
one
to
still
win out
alive.
right now.
Yeah, the playoffs start. The playoffs are Saturday. I mean, I guess we can lose maybe to the Seahawks. Maybe.
That's the one. Just because it's AFC, I mean NFC.
right. But
Like if you're gonna lose one, it's got to be that one, unless some other stuff breaks your way. But
so
yeah,
it's Colts, Bengals, Seahawks, Ravens.
All I know about this Colts game is that Minshew's playing all right. Jonathan Taylor's not playing. He's hurt. And that's all I really know about them. They beat the Bengals.
Pittman's good.
Or no, they lost to the Bengals.
They lost to the Bengals.
We're ahead of them in the standings right now.
You
they're
know what I
the
don't like about
number
them is
8
that
scoring
field.
offense in the league.
They have what?
The number 8 scoring offense in the league. The 29th scoring defense. So if we
Oh.
don't put up points, it's a problem, and we better get some turnovers because they can score points.
If we don't put up points, what do you think?
Hold
Floodgates
on
are coming
now.
open.
Mitch has a whole week to develop timing. I mean, I think we're definitely going to get the ball to Pickens. If Pickens, let's say he has less than 7 targets, we're fucked.
I'll bet you right now. Over under 7.5 targets for $20.
I'm not betting jack shit. Every
For
time
who?
I bet, I lose.
Pickens. $10.
I won't
7.5
bet a thing.
targets.
I'll take anybody in Steelers Nation over under 7.5 catches on Pickens. I got under
Under 7.5 catches or targets.
targets. Sorry.
Man, that can't happen. we gotta move the ball. Pickens has to eat because he gets yak this year. He's been all right, man. He had a good year. DJ, I think that's the thing. It's like two dogs, one bone. We do that with receivers. Pickens needs to
Two
win that
dogs, one
battle.
bone.
They're the dogs.
These guys haven't done anything.
They don't, but Smo, you keep like you say that, but we don't give them the opportunity to do
Well, I
so.
mean, I mean, yeah. So I don't know, man.
Collectively, no one does anything. Like,
Yeah,
I just don't think that we like how many opportunities has Pickens had to make like one of those highlight catches like against he did against the Browns, like the touchdown catch he had
I
against
don't
the
want
Dolphins
highlight
last year.
catches. I want like ones right in his numbers, and he can run
I
or
want
just
like
fall down.
7 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown.
I don't need to see a highlight catch. I
Whatever,
saw
but
one where he
sometimes we
didn't
gotta
drag his foot and it cost us a touchdown. Remember that one?
yeah, I do remember that one, but sometimes you just gotta take a shot. Like in those desperate moments, like against the Patriots, it was was it the fourth down where he was wide open that you said? You said he was wide
Yeah,
open.
yeah.
Okay. So we should have
And
taken a shot there. End of the game.
he
It should
Mitch
have went to
can't see
him.
shit, dude. You're nuts.
You just gotta chuck it and pray, and he's gonna come down with it over anyone.
And 99% of the, I'm not 99, but like, I mean, I has to be over 50% of those balls. You're getting PI. Like, why don't we even try and get like a cheap one?
with him at least, because everybody knows he's probably gonna catch it over you. But we throw it to DJ, and I mean, you could just say boo to him, and
They did throw one over to Pickens about 40 yards over his head out of bounds once, like on a crossing route.
yeah, I mean,
Sidelines.
he doesn't get the best opportunity. I'm telling you, that wide receiver group, they are very talented. We give them right opportunities, they can excel. It'll open up the running game for both of our boys if Mason Cole's not getting his ass kicked. But we're coming up to like the playoff picture is getting very tight at this moment. I want to put on like a white button down, like that geek you see on NBC on Sunday Night Football, where he's like talking about the. I'm going to do that next time. Fucking nerd.
You better hope we win, or else we're done. It's not worth doing.
Yeah. So let's say right here, if we lose Saturday, this is the season finale for the Observers.
My
you're
weekly
anything
mock
like-
drafts.
If you're anything like me, get your employer's EAP number handy because if we lose on Saturday, it's going to be rough.
Yeah, we will be mock draft start of the year.
Smo already sent us
I
one.
did my first one.
Yeah. All right. It's playoff time, so it is
Fiction
what it
Oh
time?
is.
yeah, what are we predicting?
All right, go ahead. Let me think. Go ahead, Chris.
23-20 Indianapolis.
Wow.
It hurts. I know. Shut up.
Is that your first?
No, I did it before.
I mean, I after those two performances, I can't pick us winning again. I don't think. With the defense as injured as it is, and Mitch playing, I don't see it. Maybe like 24-16, something like that.
Colts?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Tomlin. I think this is his last push for his job. To get these guys rallied around him one more time. I think it's 27-24.
27.
27-24 Steelers.
Oof.
That's aggressive. What would you if you could ask if you were writing Santa a letter right now? What would you ask him for from a Steelers perspective?
I would ask him for like to take 15 years off Big Ben's life, let him come back. I mean, if we're talking magic to Santa.
I was gonna say you need to ask for a new grill, but we'll leave that alone.
I'll hang up right now.
Oh,
Offensive coordinator. I mean, that has to be a good offensive coordinator.
yeah. I wish for a solid. It would be for solid O line, dominate the trenches.
I still will say we're not that far away, dude. I still don't think we're as bad as we look. Like
We
that,
need we
we
need
need,
another good draft.
we need one more good draft
Yeah, like
and a coach.
You think it's so you want to do one more draft and then let Tomlin go?
well, I mean, I think
No, I'd let him go this year.
That's what I'm saying. But like the draft would happen
yeah, I
after.
mean, like this was the first draft. Like Colbert had many a misses in the last 6 or 7 years. This was the first draft without Colbert, and
I still think this
Waddle, a
draft
whole
was good.
new, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It was Waddle, Khan, a whole new scouting department, and they're getting contributions across the board from a lot of these dudes. They got Spencer Anderson on the bench. At least grooming a backup lineman, so you don't have to pay one later in later years. And you never know what we still might get out of Corey Trice at some point. But all the other dudes are playing. Like Porter is fucking legit. He's going to be a
Outside
corner for
all
the
this
next
fucking
15
penalties.
years.
The good thing too is Kenny. They didn't draft Kenny. I'm glad that they did not do that. Like that's not that. I feel like they'll move off of him easily
Yeah.
because that's what they can say is this wasn't our guy. This was Tomlin. This was Colbert. We're getting somebody else.
I mean, we got to hit on another draft. We've got way too many weak spots.
We got
Way too many spots where there's not a next guy coming. Like back in the day when we were good, like somebody gets hurt, or like when the backups played and James Harrison was a backup. And like granted, that's like, not happening all the time, but we went from like Hines Ward to Mike Wallace to AB. Like we had dudes coming. We were hitting drafts left and right. And now we're having to like sign the Mason Coles of the world, having to shill out money for Larry O, who does nothing, instead of like Leal becoming something, or Loudermilk. Like those are two misses right there. Imagine if one of those dudes had turned into something, and then that 20 million or whatever Larry O's got could have been spent elsewhere. Like those are the types of things. You got to groom guys. We've had way too many misses. Like Benton's a hit. Little Herbig's a hit in terms of like hungry. It looks like he'll be a special teams monster for years. A great backup at the edge. Porter's great.
Jones is good.
Yeah, Jones looks like he's gonna be solid. Even like Darnell Washington for what he is. Like seems to be doing fine as a rookie. Does
Another
he lose
one
some? Yeah,
misused.
sure. But he's gonna I don't know.
Yeah.
Neither one,
All
need
right.
another one of those.
Y'all are very lenient on Joey Porter Jr. I'm tired of all those penalties.
Okay,
Dude,
dude.
he's guarding the best receivers in the world.
I'm
Would you rather
good.
him be
But
a
what about
Kelly
hold on,
Witherspoon?
hold on. Time. No, not a Killer Witherspoon. But what about him lining it up off sides? Like,
Rookie mistake.
oh, okay. Because I know that we were talking about it's coaching for people being off sides.
Yeah, it is.
And we saw it happen with a couple teams this year. It's been called like I think it was like over 20 times this year. So I mean it's something that happens. Okorafor, he's got to go because I feel like he's
No,
sabotaging
yeah, I
this
mean
team.
he's gone. Yeah.
Every time because he hasn't started, he's gotten a couple penalties for like either not being on the field, like he was
That's
the guy that's supposed
coaching,
to be there.
dude. That's
Oh my
coaching.
goodness,
This
no,
team is so
dude.
fucking
When
this
you
this
are in, when you
yeah.
play like Pee Wee football up through middle school, high school, all this stuff,
There's coaches on the
to line
sideline
up.
that are calling in the play and what personnel needs to be out there. You know what else is
But if
coaching? You know what else is coaching? Having to waste a timeout. Did you hear Ben rip Tomlin about the timeout and clock management? Having to waste
I
a
did hear
timeout
that.
because you can't decide if you want to punt or field goal or go for it on fourth.
He's been doing that for 15 years.
Wasting timeouts because the play clock's run. Just take the 5-yard penalty. You damn well know that we're going to be in some tight ass game in the fourth quarter every time. Take the timeout. I mean, take the 5-yard penalty. And 12 men on defense are with our defensive minded head coach of 17 years. That's inexcusable, especially coming out of a timeout. That's inexcusable.
In week 13.
Players hear calls, players hear packages. It's their responsibility to pay attention. It's not coach wiping their ass for them and all that stuff and be like, all right, you got to be in there. No, it's up to the player. I'm sorry, but that is
Maybe the
one
player
where
doesn't
like
know
we
the-
go different ways. Like we disagree there.
All right, we got to get out of here. This is a whole other episode. All right.
Start times.
Playoff time or playoff game Saturday. So
It's winter bust, man.
all
Winter
right,
show's over.
we'll see you guys.
All right, observers out.